welcome to another episode of The Positive Side of the Bad Stuff. I'm Leslie Pogue, your host, and today's episode is it's not about remembering or living your dreams, but more so resurrecting your dreams. A lot of times we talk about, never give up on your dreams, but sometimes, and what I find in talking to people, they already have. They've given up on their dreams. So what I want to talk about today is resurrecting them, bringing them back. When I talk about self, sleep, exercise, living life, and food, the food that I'm talking about in that is in taking care of self is really about what gives you life, how you breathe, that thing that gives you breath. And I'm not talking about raising your children, being a good wife and mother, being a good employee, or even having a successful business. I'm talking about you as a person. That's what we need to focus on in self. You want to think about you, the person, the human being, that thing that gives you breath, that makes you move forward, that thing that you would do for free if everything else was taken care of. What gives you breath? What gives you life? What feeds you? For me, one of many things. I think we all have more than one dream if we're alive and we get the chance to live longer than than a certain amount of time. And one of the big dreams I had years ago was to be the next Whitney Houston. I started off in this world planning to be a singer or a singer, an entertainer, as it were. And I had an opportunity to audition for Debbie Allen in 1995, years and years and years ago. And because Debbie Allen was, and still is, such a great idol of mine, I just idolize her so much, and because she's so amazing. But one of the things she used to say in Fame was, be fierce. And I just knew that when I got in front of her for an opportunity to audition for her, I was going to be fierce. Yes, well, sad, sad tale that it is. When I got in front of her, I choked. And what I didn't realize is that even as far as this year, 2015, that audition still haunted me. And I had no idea that it was still in the background there. What I realized, when I realized that, it was when I was watching The Voice. I started watching The Voice a couple seasons ago, and I noticed my insides started getting all jittery and crazy, and like, what is that about? Why am I so invested? What is this, what are these feelings? So, true to form, I investigated those feelings. I looked within, and I realized that, wow, after all this time, I'm still haunted by that audition. Now, do I want to be the next Whitney Houston now? In spite of how Whitney Houston ended up, no. Regardless of how her life turned out and all of that, it has nothing to do with her specifically. But I no longer wish to be an entertainer on the big stage anymore. Now I really enjoy speaking and talking, and I wish to be on the big stage in that arena. But as an entertainer, that's still a part of me. It's still part of my oxygen. It's still part of my breath and part of the life that I live. And when I don't do it for an extended period of time, it is missed. And I didn't realize that until I was watching all these wonderful people get up and really just give it their all. So I decided to put it to rest. I stood in line for 4 hours to audition for The Voice in January of 2015. And it was great. And while I didn't get the gig, I did quiet the beast. I stood there and I sang until I was asked to stop. And it was beautiful. I got to quiet the beast inside of me that kept saying, you can be a singer, you can be a singer. Now I know that I can be. I just don't need to be anymore. Now it's about me. It's about the passion that I love. And it was wonderful to have that experience. So what is that thing that you've put in a closet, put on the back burner, or just thrown away because life got in the way, because you've gotten busy, because of money or age or time? What is that thing? I want today to be the first day to get you to think about that thing again, because that breath, that life, that oxygen that feeds you, that's how you make it through all the things that are not quite right in your life. The things at work that are a pain in the behind, when your kids aren't acting the way you'd like them to, when the plans you made go a little south. You want to fall on that thing that gives you life, that gives you breath, that feeds you. Because that's the thing that's going to push you through to the next level. It's going to push you through to the next thing that you have to do.
28 Days to Happy is your daily guide to walk you through acknowledging and accepting the truth about what's really going on in your world, to forgive yourself and others for the wrongs you feel have been done to you, and ultimately to identify and celebrate the happiness that is always there no matter what comes your way. Look for 28 Days to Happy at www.softskillsdirect.com or at amazon.com.
That's our show for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Next week is our last and final show of season 2. I think it's been a great season. This season we had some great guests and some interviews. So I'm going to wrap all that up next week. So I really hope you tune in. Until next time, go, be, do.